Assalamualaikum friends, welcome back to my Fatima channel. Hope you're all doing good. So friends, in this video we are going to discuss 14 principles of FIOL. In this video I'll cover only this concept because there are 14 principles and explaining each and every principle is my responsibility and also my wish to clear all the concept to you. So friends, let's get started. So the 14 principles of FIOL. FIOL, the full name of FIOL is Henry Fayol. So the first principle of Henry Fayol is division of work. Guys, I'll explain this principle by giving an example also, because until you understand the example, it is very important to make you clear about the concept. So I'll explain the theory also, and with example I will teach each and every principle. So division of work. Division of work means dividing a parts of a task, dividing a whole part of a task into small jobs. For example, let us consider an example. In an organization there will be lots and lots of work, so all the work cannot be performed by individual, so they have to divide each and every work, so the people who specialized in that part of particular work can work over it, and with minimum wastage they can contribute towards the goals of the organization. So this was about division of work, dividing the whole work into small jobs. Like in a cake party cake, if one person cannot eat the whole cake, right? So they will divide it into small pieces, and each and every pieces is distributed to every individual. So this was a simple example, just take it as a joke. So the next is authority and responsibility. Authority means it is a right to order and obtain obedience. Authority means power. In simple words, power. The managers have power to order the workers to get the work done. In the same way, responsibility means the workers should be responsible that they achieve the goals of the organization as per the guidelines given by the manager. If a single person is given the authority as well as responsibility, the people should take care that he may not misuse this, because more authority means he will not concentrate towards the goals of the organization, he will only concentrate about his individual concentration. So authority with responsibility is must, and responsibility with authority is also must. If a person is responsible but he is not given any authority, means he will drop his all ideas which are very helpful for the organization. So in order to make the use of these helpful ideas, he should given some authority. It is very simple, guys, you can just learn in few seconds. So this was about authority and responsibility. Now discipline. Let me zoom it so that. So discipline means following the rules and regulation of the organization and acting as per the employee agreement. Each and every individual in an organization should obey the rules and regulation of the organization. They should not oppose them. Like there will be a discipline of coming to organization at exactly at 8 o'clock. So every individual should arrive the organization at exactly 8 o'clock, and there will be timings like lunch hour is given at 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So every individual can have their work on lunch over that time. So they should be maintain some discipline. It's not like coming to the organization at 10:30 and having lunch at 2 o'clock. There should not be any such indisciplined things. Everyone should follow discipline. Unity of command. Yes, unity of command means one man, one boss. It is very simple. In an organization, there will be several people, so the workers should have receive orders from only one superior, and he should also be responsible to that person only. To that person only, he should be responsible to that person only, because this will what the use of this unity of command means, the confusion in the mind of worker will be avoided. Okay, so this was about unity of command. If two superiors order a single subordinate, then he will not understand anything and he will do wastage of the resources of the organization. If a particular single superior orders a single subordinate, then both will have a mutual communication with each other and they can work effectively towards each other. So this was about unity of command. Now, unity of direction. Unity of direction means all the units of an organization should move towards the same direction. It means to say, like, every group, I am not saying individual, I am saying group. So every group in an organization, if they have the same objective to achieve, they should have one head and one plan. One head means there should be a leader in that group and all the peoples under that group should have only one objective of working and they should have only one plan. So multiplication of plans should be eliminated. By this unity of direction, we can avoid overlapping of efforts. Overlapping of efforts can be avoided by this unity of direction. So guys, almost 5 principles are completed, that are division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command and unity of direction. So the next is subordination of individual interest to general interest. Subordination of individual interest to general interest. It's simply like every individual work in an organization for some of their reasons, like some will have financial problem in their home, so that they will come to an organization and work to earn more wages. But the manager should help the workers in such a way that both their individual interest also get satisfied and they also contribute towards the organizational interest, that is a general interest. Every individual organization, each and every individual organization should change into general interest. So this was about subordination of individual interest to general interest. The next is remuneration of employees. By the name remuneration of employees means itself we can get giving rewards. Rewards in the sense like high competitive salary, bonus. Bonus will be given in the occasions of any festivals, that is called bonus. So giving any surplus, some part of surplus to the employees, so that the employees feel happy and they still get motivated or influenced to work in the organization. So this is about remuneration of employees, and they should given promotions by seeing their work, should be changing their positioning according to their capabilities. Such things are called remuneration of employees. Centralization and decentralization. Centralization means this concentration of decision making power. Means in an organization, the top level management, what the work of top level management is planning policies and framing policies. So what this centralization says, that the power of making decision is given to some peoples. Only some peoples can take decision over it. Only they have authority over that particular decision. So this is centralization. And decentralization means many peoples are given the authority, dispersal of authority. That is, several peoples were given the opportunity to take the decision. That is decentralization. Simply you can keep in your mind. Centralization means concentration of authority, decision making. Decentralization means dispersal of authority of decision making. In the first letter of this centralization, C indicates concentration. In the first letter of decentralization will indicate dispersal of authority decision making. So this was about centralization and decentralization. The next is scalar chain. Scalar chain, actually it is a very important concept also, and it is very easy also. Scalar chain means they are the formal lines of authority from highest to lowest ranking. Yes, this I will explain you by showing this diagram. Look at this diagram. So here there is one head A, and he has two separate lines of authority, that is B line and L line. In under A, this B group will also work and L group will also work. So A is the main for both of them. In B group we have B people, C, D, E, F, L, M, N, O, P. Here there is a formal flow of authority from highest to lowest ranking. A is at highest and F is the lowest. So A to F and A to P, it is for the lines were following from each and every individual to the particular person. So this is the flow of authority from highest to lowest ranking. And here there is a concept of gang plan. Before going to gang plan, I would like to say that in scalar chain, this line should not be violated in the normal situation of the organization. When it is very emergency, very emergency, at that time only they have to use gang plan. So listen, scalar chain, I forgot to say this point. In scalar chain, if the person D has to communicate with N, I am saying about scalar chain. So if the person D has to communicate with N, he has to move C first, then about B, then A will then L, after L M, and at last for N it will take. In normal days of organization, scalar chain information should be moved in the same way as I said you. These B and L are same level, but they are under different groups. So when D wants directly to communicate N, so it uses gang plan. Gang plan can be used only in emergency situations. So the same people of that same level can communicate with each other in an emergency situation, and it is the shortest route in the scalar chain. This is about gang plan and also about scalar chain. So guys, if let me explain you once again. If so you have understood, means also listen to this again. Otherwise you can move forward of 10 seconds. See, scalar chain means it is a formal lines of authority from highest to lowest ranking. Okay, A is here highest, and according to this it is divided into two groups like B and L. Both B, L, C, M, D, N, E, O, F, P are of same equation. B and L are same level position, but they are in different groups. So there is a formal flow of authority from highest to lowest ranking. A to F and A to P, highest to lowest, highest to lowest. Okay. When in scalar chain, when this D wants to communicate with N, he has to pass the information to C first, then C will pass the information to B, and B will pass the information to A, again A will pass the information to L, again L will pass the information to M, and M will pass the information to N. At last, after this process, N will receive the information. This should be followed in the normal days of the organization. But if there is any emergency, gang plan can be used. Gang plan means it is the shortest route where the people of same level can communicate with each other. That is, D can communicate with N directly. It is used in only emergency situation. Okay. So this was about scalar chain and gang plan. Hope you have understood. Now we have finally 5 left of principles of fire. Order. Order means a place for everything and everything in its place. let it be human or things. Each one have their particular place and all of them should be in a particular work. So by this the time will not be wasted and the resources can be used effectively and the production efficiency can be increased. Now equity, there should not be any gender discrimination, any sex discrimination or any regional discrimination, color, none of the discrimination should occur in an organization. They should think everyone are equal and everyone depending on their work, not on their caste or anything, depending on their effort they should be given their salary. Okay, so this was about equity. Now stability of personnel, that is minimizing the turnover of employees. If employees start leaving the organization, then how can the organization work? So by this the organization should be very polite with the workers and they should be kind to the workers, so that the workers have a belonging. They have to feel like that organization is like their home. They have to work there for their earnings. So in this way they should control the stability of personnel. And initiative means it is the first step taken by the workers for the self motivation. So that is, the workers should motivate themselves first so that they can improve their performance. It is initiative. And esprit de corps means having a team spirit to achieve the goals of the organization. Having a team spirit for achieving the goals of the organization. So guys, these are all the 14 principles of FIOL which I have covered in this video. Any doubt regarding this principle, you can comment me in the comment section and clear your doubts. So if you want to suggest me any topic on which I have to upload the next video, please comment me and tell me which topic you need. I will try to upload the video as soon as possible. Any review about my channel, how I have to improve, you can comment me in the comment section. If you like this explanation, give a thumbs up, share with your friends and family members so they feel help with this video, and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get the latest notification of my videos. Thank you guys, thank you for watching. Keep supporting. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye. Khuda Hafiz.